Good morning and welcome, dear friends, to our spiritual home, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs. My name is Patrick Callan, it says so right here, and I am serving as our worship associate today. For those of you with visual impairment, I am a tall white man in my 70s with mostly gray hair, wearing gray slacks and a checked blue and white shirt. We ask anyone speaking today to enunciate distinctly using facial expression, intonation, and body language for the benefit of those with hearing impairment. We want to acknowledge that here at the church we are standing on the lands of the Tocobaga and Seminole peoples. We offer a warm welcome to the guests that are with us today. We would like to get to know you better and hope that you will join us following the service for our coffee hour and refreshments that-a-way. Our mission statement is that we are a liberal faith community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts. Our guest today, Jeanay Johnson, will lead our service titled, Let's Talk About Science and Spirituality. Jeanay Johnson was born in Los Angeles and raised in St. Petersburg. She has dedicated over 15 years working with children. Her diverse experience spans childcare, visual arts, spiritual development, journalism, law enforcement, communications, and civic engagement, a busy woman. She passionately supports the emotional intelligence and mental growth of children, fostering their creativity and innovation. Since 2017, she has been actively involved with UU of St. Pete. Currently, she's a fourth-year seminary student at Star King School for the Ministry, pursuing a master's degree in divinity. Upon graduation, she will also receive a certificate in psychedelic justice and companioning. Our music today is provided by Klytta. Again, a warm welcome to our Sunday service.
Our opening song is number 348, Guide My Feet.
Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. Hold my hand while I run this race. Hold my hand while I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. Stand by me while I run this race. Stand by me while I run this race. Stand by me while I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain.
Welcome, welcome. Good morning, buenos dias. My name is Jeanay Johnson. Thank you, Patrick, for my bio. I probably should shorten it a little bit. We are one day away from what we call autumn. I need to say autumn. that feeling of awe. See, you got it already, that awe, like that gentle breeze we felt this morning. It's not going to last, but at least it's an introduction of what could be. So we're here. So we're now in the season of shorter days, with winter getting ready to be ushered in by the different cycles and the struggles and teachings of the world. Throughout world mythology, the goddess of the ground, the autumn harvest, is often depicted by a matriarch, a mother. Astarte, Ishtar in the ancient Semites, Semele in the Phrygian, Isis in Egypt, Demeter in Greece, and Ceres in Rome. She is Tari, Pinu to the Bengalis, Huichos, our great mother dove, mother of maize, mother of corn. That is the season we are embarking upon. We gather here today not just to be confronted by what we know, but to be stirred by what we don't. So in this sanctuary of Unitarian Universalism here at UU Tarpon, we hold space for both reason and reverence, intellect and intuition, data and divinity. We will sing hymns that haven't been heard in a while and listen to a wonderful children's poem before they go to class. This morning, we explore a topic that lives at the crossroads of curiosity and wonder: science and spirituality. Now, for the words, are they displayed? They're wonderful. So I have a responsive reading for you all, page number 557, called A Common Destiny. So I'll read the words that are like this, and you read the words that are like this. A common destiny. All living substance, all substance of energy, being and purpose are united and share the same destiny.
All people, those who love and those who are united and share the same destiny.
From birth to death, we share this unity with the sun. Flowers of the field, snowflakes, volcanoes, and moonbeams.
Birth, life, death, unknown, known, unknown.
Our destiny from unknown to unknown.
May we have faith to accept this mystery and build upon its everlasting truth.
Thank you. And Patrick, I'll invite you for the chalice lighting.
Thank you. As we light the chalice, let's listen to these words by Julianne Lepp. Open to unexpected answers. A large gray rock is cracked down the middle, where many small, colorful stones are caught. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions. As we seek, may our hearts be open to unexpected answers. May the light of our chalice remind us that this is a community of warmth, of wisdom, and welcoming of multiple truths. There we go. Unitarian Universalism is a covenantal faith. We will now read our congregation's covenant. We strive to look for and encourage the best in each other, and we move toward justice, peace, and love for both ourselves and the world. And when we fall short, we will seek understanding, reconciliation, and a return to covenant. So now let's sing together Spirit of Life, number 123. And Diana's not here this morning, so, oh, you want to come up and do it, Ellie? So Ellie Wolf-Mulick will sign for us. Come to me.
This is a poem about nature. It's called Nature, Oh Nature, because nature does not always make sense. It's nature. As the saying goes, it's just nature. Nature, oh nature, why don't you make sense? Why does the squirrel run so fast on the fence? He runs and plays with the blue jays all days, hiding nuts with woodpeckers in the storage of food soiree. Oh nature, how can a moose love a cow? They both come from different walks of life, but somehow they found each other, love unlike no other, staying side by side through winter, through summer. Nature shows love in many, many ways. Love doesn't have to match like what the media says. Love can look like, I love you. Love can look like, you love me too. Love can vary in many complexions of colors, though one time before, in some today, some traditions said no to others. But if my skin looks like that and their skin looks like that, why can't love just be? No hassle, no frack. Oxpeckers show love by pecking picker bugs from the grazers. Some birds even show love by being a dentist to an alligator. It's a terrifying job, I bet. Even dogs have found friendship with cheetahs and care. If nature shows love anywhere, why restrict love? That's not fair. Some people are husband to husband, some wife to wife. We are not a property. Oh, hold on, wait a second. That poem got mixed up with another one. I know, right? Nature. Well, I shared that story today, that poem today, to highlight the differences that are about in nature. And it was inspired by a children's book about it was actually a true story about a moose and a cow actually finding love with one another. And they were practically inseparable. Not practically, they were inseparable. And I thought the story was so beautiful, I wanted to write a poem. So the poem encapsulates the different relationships that we see in nature. For instance, that bird pecking food out of the alligator's teeth. But either way, I just want to highlight nature today because that is a shift we're moving into. And as we exist in nature, so does everything else. So I'd like to conclude and send the children off to class. I think they already ran off, right? Candle.
Would you like the candle?
Would you like it? Okay.
There you go. Go, yes. So we'll sing. Go now in peace. Go now in peace.
Surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace. Go now in peace. With the light of love surround you everywhere,
Thank you, Ann. By the way, I didn't recognize you to start, Ann. Thank you for being here and helping us. Now is the time in our service when we take our offering for the work and welfare of this church. You may drop your donations in the plate when it is passed or donate online. Your generosity is greatly appreciated.
In this moment, I would like to embark on a meditation with us all here. So I'll ask you to close your eyes and get comfortable, drop your shoulders, and release your jaw. Loosen up your fingers, wiggle your toes. Move your neck side to side, loosen everything up. This poem is called Horizontal Number 8. Imagine what an horizontal number 8 would look like. What symbol do you see? Boom, baby. What if, when we think we are awake, we are actually dreaming, and when we are asleep, we are actually awake? Aren't we just humans occupying these vessels? What if, when we sleep, we are actually our natural beings? Deja vus we all have, repeating memories that hadn't occurred, some obstacles we face, we conquer, facing choices we never thought we'd endure. That Bible, for me, it's too limited. It doesn't tell us about the quasars. Main thing it focuses on is the birth of a child with men following just 3 stars. Every element we are composed of came from above. So shall it be above? Shall it be below? I am 5'5". There are trees hundreds of feet high, and in a plane, we still cannot touch the sky. And so, when we depart to the ground as to cease, the ants will break us down, and in that time, life keeps flowing. Grassy fields were battlefields of men who had perished. Unique fields of flowers grow at the base of a volcano in Buenos Aires. Call me what you feel what you feel, for your feelings are your opinions, and so. The Milky Way galaxy is tiny compared to the other hundreds of billions and trillions, and wow, we revolve around each other. Together, united like sister and brother, waging wars for resources, using ignorance to almost destroy one another. So look up in the clear night sky every time that moon shines bright, and you'll see things in that sky you'll never hear about on Bay News 9. The secret to happiness is to have love bond with every being. Row, row, row your boat. Life is but a dream. Now keep your eyes closed for a moment. I know it's just like, I just woke up this morning. I don't want to doze off. And take a few deep breaths. Welcome yourself, your spirit, your essence into this space. You may come back. I'm not a hypnotherapist, but It's so cool. You guys have to forgive me. I'm still very much a child at heart. Carl Sagan once said, "Science is not only compatible with spirituality, it is a profound source of spirituality." This quote is often shared because it surprises people. We are conditioned to think of science and spirituality as total opposites. One bound to equations, one bound to emotion, one rooted in mind, the other in soul. But that division, I think, says more about our culture or habits than it actually says about our nature of reality. See, what Sagan knew and what many mystics and scientists alike came to realize is that the universe is not just a mechanism to be dissected and cut apart. It is a mystery to be sung. It's like not just a clockwork machine, but even though the clockworks, they flow through the cycles, but it's like a living poem unfolding in every breath. The poetry of the cosmos, every pump of blood in our heartbeats, every star being born, like I said in the poem, as far as looking at the night sky or into a microscope, anybody have had looked through a microscope or observatory? Beautiful. We are confronted in the face of awe that we're flowing into now. The same feeling that we look when we look at a newborn child, like, wow, until they cry. And it's like, oh. That sense of sublime is the very root of both scientific mystery and spiritual reverence. Is science just the study of the wonders of God? She said God. When I say God and I use the term God, I don't mean this omnipotent being with white hair in the clouds, just you will go to a place, just placing judgment on every move we make, waiting to prepare a seat in hell for me because I kissed a girl. What I mean by that term is the ever-presence of the large clouds in the sky. Has anybody ever felt intimidated by how big those clouds can get? You can feel it. They're amazing. You can literally feel it. That feeling you can't translate and tell someone else. They have to see it and experience it for themselves, and hopefully they can connect in that way, because it's just like, how can you not? Those clouds rise over 40,000 feet in the sky. 6 feet is considered tall for a person. Just to put things in perspective, we're talking about height. The intensity of an earthquake. Has anybody experienced earthquake? I'm sorry, I don't mean to trigger. 1994 Los Angeles. The presence of the first sproutlets of a seed planted into the ground. We have any gardeners? Some green thumbs? That poof, and it's there. That question of whether it was ritual or agriculture that came first in the harvesting of corn and the worshiping of deities that were represented by it. What was the emanating spark that helped formulate the code of which that seed becomes a sequoia tree? Has everyone seen those trees in person? Mm-hmm. Massive. Again, tree, it's almost like you want to bow to it before you hug it. Just like, just first I have to acknowledge your being, your grace, gosh. Think of the universes that reside and live within the tree. And we think we're big. To think everything we witness and exist with and around, down to the existence of ourselves, started out as an idea. Even if our existence was a thing that led one thing to another, as we grew into being, we were a figment of the imagination that became real. I once watched a video from this YouTube channel called Spirit Science on sacred geometry, and it listed them tetrahedron, icosahedron, dodecahedron, which is the other one. I was trying to not look, I cheated, it's too late. the Platonic solids. The basics of all living things, the narrator described how ancient symbols like the flower of life were more than decoration. Today we see them sold in gift shops and so forth as a trinket or a keychain. But these symbols, what I feel like, they were visual representations of energy patterns within our reality. If you look closely and allow your mind to read those symbols, like how our phones read QR codes, you can almost see all the shapes that's embedded within the flower of life. With that being said, all those things are embedded in that symbol. There is a power in the symbolism as we turn our faces when we see a swastika, for instance. The ancient symbol of South Asia as a symbol of good luck or spirituality, but if we take that same symbol and turn it clockwise to the right, it represents something else. And what it has been used as, symbols are powerful. We have the cross that adorns buildings for houses of worship in some places. We have our chalice, the UU, the circle. We have the peace symbol that was made in the 50s, but it became popular as anti-war protests wanted to make peace. The symbol holds value to this day. We have the Ankh, of which I wear on my finger and I have tattooed, Ompa. The symbol represents eternal life. It also represents concepts like fertility, the afterlife, the everlasting, the union of heaven and earth. My ancestors of Cameroon adopted these symbols in their teachings of the Bantu polytheistic form of worship that is still practiced today. These symbols connect all of us to the universe that we together create, that reality. So whether or not you agree with all its interpretations, I'm offering something we too often forget in this modern age, that knowledge can be mystical, that symbols and patterns are not just aesthetic, but spiritual doorways into an aspect of being. Similarly, when scientists map the spiral of a galaxy or the double helix of the DNA, or the golden ratio in a seashell, Fibonacci spiral, there are countering patterns of a language we did not invent, but discovered and transcribed for us barely to scratch the surface of understanding. The language of universe is always speaking. The poetry of the cosmos is written in atoms and orbits, frequencies and forces. We humans are the ones that are learning to read it. The animals and nature already know it. They're already programmed. We just operate off that cycle. We are learning still to catch up. Somewhere along the line, we lost our way. We forgot that our fingerprints look like tree stumps, and our lungs and tree formations look exactly alike. Carrots and eyes look exactly the same when you slice it. Walnuts and our atomic structure of our brains literally look the same, like we are literally walking representations of nature, being repeated over and over and over again. We are a formation of energy that cannot be created or destroyed, and yet through a continuance of cycles, as this realm is based on reciprocity, we exist. Hello to you, beautiful spirit. Ahoy there, mates. Mere blips of reality, a twinkle in the galaxy like the twinkle in your eyes when you smile, goes way beyond where they say Pluto was pushed away as a planet merely because of its size. It's not an asteroid, it's not a moon. Why is it not a planet? In this light, evolution is not biology. We begin by listening, not with our ears, but with our whole being. We deeply listen to the rhythms of nature within our heartbeats and our patterns of relationships. Give me just a second. I feel like that light's flashing at me, like, get it together, get it together. Ladies and gentlemen, improv at UU Tarpon. There it goes. I was buying time because I lost my page. I'm back. You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself. He meant that you, sitting in this pew with your questions and contradictions, your curiosity and your walls, your triggers and your interpretations, with your skin and your life stories, because we are all walking stories. You are the cosmos made conscious, a ripple of awareness in this vast ocean of being. Alan Watts didn't see humans as accidental passengers on a spinning rock. He saw us as expressions of the whole. The way a wave expresses the ocean or a leaf expresses the tree. From this perspective, science doesn't diminish us, it ennobles us. It places us in a story that is so much bigger than the ones we tell in the textbooks. Even in the stories of science and the observation of spirits, our words cannot fully ever translate that language again, the feeling that we have when we smell our favorite food being cooked or our favorite song. Personally, one of my favorite songs, it's very powerful. It's by Hans Zimmer. It's called Time. Its song builds and builds and builds, and that moment of awe, that split second of also seeing someone that you haven't seen in a while, someone that you love. I quote my classmate when she asked, "What is memory?" What is memory? Like when you speak love into a water, like a bowl of water, and it freezes beautiful patterns. Anybody seen that experiment? I think it was Dr. Massaro. And on the opposite side, when he spoke hate or disdain to the water, it shaped different patterns. What's memory? Is memory the visual representation of what we see, or is memory the energetic impression of what we feel? In this light, evolution is not just biology, it's a sacred story of the unfolding. The Big Bang is not just physics, it's the genesis at a cosmic scale. The carbon in our bones and the oxygen in our lungs were forged in ancient stars, so every time we breathe, we participate in the long exhale of the universe. No wonder we were enchanted by the stars. No wonder the psalmist said, "The heavens declare the glory of God." We are all walking imminence of these science experiments, these ideas. Here we are. No wonder Carl Sagan said, we are a way for the cosmos to know itself. So shouts out, we're all stars. So what do we do with this? Why science and spirituality? What's the point? Does it matter? Does it change how much my bills are? Does it change the day-to-day? How do we live as people who embrace both science and spirit? How can we integrate our understanding we gain in our day-to-day readings, our worship services, our covenant groups, and classes alike? That integration refers to a process by which insights gained are incorporated over time. That's integration. What can we do different over time? Well, we can love one another. We can support one another. And always, we begin by listening, not just with our ears, but with our whole being. The cycles of our own inner life, waxing and waning of our daily emotions, we begin to recognize that the divine, hello, is not always loud. Sometimes it whispers in the voice of a child asking, "Why is the sky blue?" And then you're stumped like, do I tell them about the reflection of the ocean to the sky or the molecules and so forth? What does that mean? Or the thrill of seeing Saturn's rings through a telescope. We learn to pray or meditate, not just in words, but in our own curiosity. We come to see that being alive itself is a form of worship. It is a form of praise. As we talk and conversate, it is a form of our own hymnals. We come to see that love is its own kind of gravity, that to seek truth is a holy act. As Unitarian Universalists, you're uniquely positioned to hold this dual allegiance to the rationale and the radiant, to evidence and ecstasy. Your faith does not ask you to choose between Darwin or divinity, or between the scientific method or spiritual meaning. It asks you to bring your whole selves to life as seekers, thinkers, dreamers and doers. And who embodies that more than a 2-year-old? Because science without spirit, it'll just get cold. And spirit without science can become ungrounded. But when they come together, they create music, that beautiful representation of masculine energy and feminine energy, coming together with the symphony of the ages as the sun rises, his batons, and the birds sing their aside trillings, the chirping and the warbling. They create the cosmos alive in us. So be here, be thankful, be grateful. Because science versus spirituality, it's not real. They hold hands with one another. It's spirituality and science. Thank you.
Song number 343, A Fire Mist and a Planet, number 343.
A fire mist and a planet, a crystal and a cell, a starfish and a soaring, and caves where ancient dwell. The sense of law and beauty, a face turned from the sun. Some call it evolution, and others call it God. He's on the far horizon, the infinite tender sky, the rich red tints of mountains, and wacky sailing by, and over high and lowland, the charm of goldenrod. Some people call it autumn, and others call it God. Like tides on crescent sea beach, when moon so new and thin, into our hearts' high yearnings come welling, surging in, come from the mystic ocean, whose rim no foot can trod. Some will call it longing, and others call it God. A century lone and frozen, a mother's love for brood, and Socrates read hemlock, and Jesus on the rood, and millions who though nameless, the straight hard pathway trod. Some call it first creation, and others call it God.
Thank you for the music. Have you ever had that internal thought where you realize, oh my gosh, I talked way too fast? Oh my gosh, I talked way too fast. So you guys, the service will be over a little sooner today. But you know, nature. I thank you all for being so flexible and understanding. It's beautiful. For the closing words, I just want to again acknowledge, as we go forth from this sacred gathering, of every sacred gathering we are involved in, may we carry with us both the telescope and the torch, the tools for seeing and for shining. May you walk through this world not just as a traveler or a wanderer, but as a witness to the wonder. May you remember that your questions are sacred. May you have the bravery of a 2-year-old. May your curiosity be acknowledged as a form of prayer, and your very being be a thread in the grand tapestry of the universe. And may you never forget that you are not just you in the cosmos. You are composed of stars and so forth. Again, you are the cosmos learning in itself to love. As the world is intense outside of this country, we know hold true to also sending love as support from your heart center, as you can, for the hearts of others. We might not see that translation in the way that we give a gift and they hold it in their hand and they say, oh, thank you. But energy, again, cannot be created nor destroyed. And so the intention of love is also felt abroad. I ask you to take care of your being always, because sometimes we love and we give too much and we burn that candle down. Remember also to take care of yourself. Take care of your being, and may it be so. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanay. I think I saw Ellie making some notes. I'll have her help me with the questions that she's asking herself from your talk. Whoops. Don't extinguish it with that. Light it with that. As we extinguish the chalice, let us hear these words from Michelle Collins entitled Changes Abound. Changes abound around us, within us, between us, in our communities, our neighborhoods, and our beloved faith communities. Changes abound. May we each find the balance point we need as we move through our ever-changing world. The balance between the old and the new, between the known and the unknown, between the familiar and the perhaps bold and risky possibilities that may be there waiting. Yes? Oh, I did that out. Sorry, Ann. Well, apparently I was thinking too fast. Okay, I think we can talk about joys and sorrows now. Each week we set aside time to honor the joys and sorrows of our personal lives with our community. As we gather today, some of us in person and some of us by way of Zoom, we hold a space for each other in our joy